So here I am, the plum tree overloaded revisited. It's kind of like a matrix thing, reloaded. Sprayed with the aforementioned spray in the aforementioned bottle in the aforementioned video, and this is the result. Still had lots of fruit. It's July 20 or June 27th, right before the 4th of July, and so I was able to knock out a lot of the fruit. So I got a really good application on there, and still had a considerable amount of green fruit anyway. The customer's concern was the rotting fruit, which this would have turned into, but this is like trying to come up with a percent of maybe 15% of what actually fell last year, and made their summer holidays very full of bugs. So these are much easier to clean up. Less squishy and less buggy, and but still a significant fruit load. Very prolific tree, and but these will sweep right up and go right into the compost bin, so not a problem there. But trying to come up with maybe a rating for the spray and applicator. I'd recommend actually climbing up into the tree and getting it into the upper canopy rather than trying to spray from below, which is, I climbed up there like halfway, but really getting into the upper branches and mains, maybe spraying like kind of down from above, I think would be a more effective reach in application for the spray. And the small sprayer, obviously a higher powered sprayer would do a lot better. But I was able to knock out most of the fruit fairly easily, even though it's green and should be kind of hanging on a little stronger. I was able to give it a pretty good shake and get a lot of it down. But I wonder about even a second application of the spray, because I believe that all the flowers weren't open the first time around, so a lot of them were open. It seemed like the perfect time according to the directions, but I think that a second or maybe even third application would in the upper canopy would knock out a lot more fruit if you're looking for closer to a zero fruit load. Although I don't believe that's entirely possible. I think we could get a lot closer to that with the spray, and even reusing the sprayer, just more applications, maybe 3 applications during the blooming week, or over even 2 weeks of blooming, to make sure to capture the peak flower zone, that the flowers get a really deep amount of coverage, which may require more material, but it's not expensive, so it's just a matter of labor and time, and the trip out to come apply it. But 2 to 3 2 applications, at least during the first year, would be my recommendation. And I don't. We'll see next season what the flowering cycle is like, and if well, I'm sure at this point a repeat application will be needed. But I believe with the 2 to 3 applications the first year, I believe you'd see a lot more diminished loading, and the second year might not need another application, but we're definitely going to do at least 1 application. I'll probably do a 2 to 3 application next year, just to really knock these things out, so that I don't need to do a mid-season visit to check up on it. But I wanted to give you the update, and happy gardening.